The first things first is, it was one of the first weeks of my mission. I went to an Islanders house for Sunday afternoon for dinner, and the Islanders, before we started eating, he said, Elder Reese says, this is your first couple weeks here. We want to tell you one thing, and that's how Islanders eat. He said, we Islanders, we don't eat to live like you Americans do. He said, we eat to die. And going throughout my mission, I learned that they really do eat to die. There were so many times we had like 4 meals a night. One of my companions gained about 40 pounds, and you're just eating all day, every day. Members will come and drop off McDonald's, or they'll come drop off groceries to your apartment because they love the missionaries, and they know that when they serve the missionaries, the Lord will bless them. They're people of amazing faith, and it's always amazing to see the blessings that do come from when they feed us. They eat a diversity of food there in New Zealand. A lot of them really, really like baked foods, so like baked potatoes or like roast dinners. And so they eat a lot of the foods that we eat here. I would say the things that they eat that are differently, they eat a lot of seafood, and they eat, a lot of the Islanders love meat. Occasionally you go to a dinner and there'll be like a whole entire bowl of steak, a whole entire bowl of chicken, a whole entire bowl of pork, and it's just a whole slew of different types of meat. So by the end, you're really, really full, and it's really easy to gain weight there because everybody tries to feed you. I figure here people try to feed you to be nice. So there they try to feed you out of love. I remember it was like the first couple days of my mission. We were riding our bikes, and I saw this guy walking on the street, and I got so excited. I was like, oh, we're gonna go talk to him. And anyways, we went up to him, and he had all this KFC in his hand, and he was actually taking it to a family party. And we're like, hey, like, we're the missionaries. And he's like, oh, I know, I'm Methodist. He's like, I'm not interested in what you're sharing, but do you want to come over for dinner tonight? And unfortunately, we were actually going to dinner, so we didn't have an opportunity to go with him. But people there will give everything that they have to you, whether you're a part of their religion or not, just because they love the love that they have for other people. It's apparent to see in all that they do. So my favorite food was Samoan food because they make really, really good food. One of my favorite drinks that they have is Coco Samoa, and it's cocoa bean, and they grind it up and they put it, I'm not sure how they make it, but it's really good. The first time I had it, I didn't like it, but it slowly like grows on you. And they have bananas. They're like green bananas, and they take them and they bake them in the oven. And they kind of taste like a potato when they're done, but they're really good. And then they usually have coconut cream on them. That's my favorite Samoan food. And like the New Zealand food, the LMP, New Zealand is known for LMP. It's a soda that they only make there. There's a little town that they have a giant LMP bottle, and it's the best drink ever. And Tim Tams, if you've ever had Tim Tams, that'll be your favorite. It's like everybody there loves to have Tim Tam slams, they call them. And they're these little cookies, and you bite like each end of it, and then you drink hot chocolate through it, or Milo as they call it there. And it's really, really good. The Maori people love to have boil up, so they take cabbage and they put it in a pot. They take a bunch of other vegetables and usually bones of, like pig bones, and they'll put it in there with a little bit of meat on it, and then they'll eat that. And it's the first time I had it, I didn't really like it. I didn't think it was very good, but after a while, it slowly grows, and you kind of like all the food in the mission. But that's a different dish that they have in New Zealand.
A lot of people always ask me, how was the food when I come home from my mission? Just because they gain a knowledge that Polynesian food is super good. And it really is. Most of the time on my mission, it consisted of meat. And they always eat chicken or pork or out there. And my first couple areas, I was actually close to the ocean in Samakau. And that was on the kind of by the wharf area where we would take the ferry from one island to another. And in that area, we would mostly get fish and crab and lobster. And, that was really good because I really love seafood. And there was a couple other things that, you'd see on the plate and realize, I have no idea what that is, and this is new to me. A huge thing I didn't eat before my mission when I got out there was octopus. And I've always heard that it's super chewy, and a lot of people don't like it, or they do like it. There's no in between. And so I was definitely going to try it. I wasn't going to not miss that opportunity. But the way they do is they cook it in coconut milk, which is kind of interesting because they use coconut milk a lot out there. And when I first tried it, it was super chewy, but that coconut milk actually made it taste really good. And I remember I ate my the first bowl of octopus, and my companion looked over like he was impressed that I would eat that because he wouldn't touch it, and he was from Samoa, so it was pretty funny to see that happen. There's actually a lot of people grow their own food. They all have their plantations out there, and that's because the Samoan saying is that you can live off the land, and technically they do. They have their own plantations out there where they grow different sorts of vegetables, and then they raise different animals such as chicken and pigs, and it's crazy to think that they do all this, and they don't care about money. They don't need money. They can just live off that land. And the main plant that they use is taro. And taro's sort of like a potato, but a little bit thicker when you eat that. So, and I love taro. And what they do is they use, so they'll dry out the coconut once they crack it open and drain all the liquid out, and they'll let it dry up. And then they'll use the skin, the white skin on the inside, and they'll scrape it off. And then they use sort of like a strain or a straw sort of fixture to squeeze all the juice out of the skin that they scraped out from the coconut. And so they'll use that as a juice, and they'll mix it with a little bit of salt, and they usually use that as a dressing for the taro, and they use it for the octopus as well. So they usually, I would say that's sort of the main dish that they use. They call it pe'epe'e. So, and it's really good with everything. It may not sound good, coconut milk and then salt, but it makes everything taste delicious out there. When I was serving in Sava'i back in Neafu, in that back part of the island, I remember, because in Samoa, for the mission, they would feed the missionaries twice a day. They would feed them for breakfast in the morning and dinner at night. And I remember the meals were always heavy in the morning and at night. So you'd pretty much be having two dinners instead of breakfast and dinner. And I remember that area that we were serving in, we would always have fried chicken, pork, chicken soup, hot dogs, just all this heavy food in the morning. And then at night you would get pork, this huge pig that they would cook for you, place it in front of you, fish, and they also cook bananas out there. They boil the bananas, which is really nice, and they drizzle that pe'epe'e on there, that coconut sauce. And I remember me and my companion, because the bishop assigns the families the meals for that week, and I think for a month straight we would just get fried chicken every time, because that's what people thought missionaries love, was fried chicken. And it got to the point where I probably couldn't eat much more fried chicken. And I remember my companion, because I was still fresh, went up and told the bishop, if there's any way, if we could get anything else other than fried chicken, that would be awesome. And then it was kind of embarrassing, because the bishop, and with Samoa, the people of Samoa, they're not afraid to speak their mind, and they have a sense of humor that's undescribable about them, because they're all about joking and having a great time. And I remember the bishop got up in sacrament meeting and said, the missionaries are sick of fried chicken, let's get them something else. And we're like, well, I guess that's going to work now. And then I think for the next month or two that I was there, we just got straight pork, which wasn't that much healthier, but it was a good change. Water was kind of scarce, and it's super expensive out there in the stores they have. So I know that, I think in other missions that I've heard from other friends, that the three main sodas they had was Coke, Fanta, and Sprite that you could choose from. And it's crazy to think that the soda was less expensive than the water. I think the water bottles out there went from $6 to $8 compared to a soda that went for $1 to $2. And I remember this one time where me and my companion, we didn't want any soda. We just needed water, and it rains a ton over there. That's why it's so green. And the people of Samoa, they have these huge tanks on the side of their house, that when the sheet metal collects all that rain, it'll drag into the pipes and it'll go into this huge tank that they have. And so we would use that tank to shower as well, and then we would also use it to drink water, and which was crazy because I've never drinking rainwater or any sort of water other than, from the faucet or anything like that. And so, it was a blessing from the Lord, because we were praying for a way to, find some water for us. That way we could collect and take water bottles with us while proselyting, because sometimes a lot of missionaries do get dehydrated. And that's the thing they emphasize in our mission, was staying hydrated, because it does get hot out there. And, as long as you're preparing yourself, like the Lord says, He'll give you that strength to do all things. And so, just praying and fasting and then finding this way that we could get water helped us to, go about our day proselyting and keeping our energy up to help do the Lord's work.